Radix is about to launch Babylon, aka turning on the smart contracts, aka turning on the blockchain finally, September 27th. I already made a video on the tokens within the Radix ecosystem that I am bullish on. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you my yield farming strategy for accumulating those tokens ahead of the Babylon release so I can accumulate as much as I can and sell them at higher prices. So before I get started, I do have to say that this video is not financial advice. Please consult with your financial advisor before making any investment decisions. This video is for your education purposes only. As always, do your own research. So in this video, we're going to be covering how to bridge over to the Radix mainnet. I'm going to show you my yield farming strategy for accumulating Aussie tokens as well as Floop tokens in Radix. I'm going to show you my yield farming strategy for accumulating some of the tokens that I made in my last video. And then at the end, I'm also going to cover my Ethereum Radix Uniswap v3 position and my exit strategy for that pool. So without further ado, let's get into the content. So I'm not going to cover why I'm super bullish on Radix. I already made 3 videos covering that, so feel free to watch those. Okay, let's cover how to bridge first. So the first thing you're going to want to do is go to radixdlt.com. You're going to click use Radix. You're going to click desktop wallet, and then you're going to download for whichever computer is compatible for these 3. After you get your Radix wallet set up, you're going to want to come to instabridge.io. You're going to click sign up or log in. You're going to have to go through all the KYC. The KYC does suck. They have to get your passport or driver's license, your address, pretty much stripping you naked. But this is the price we pay to get this volatility that I think we're going to have once Babylon releases. One more thing to know is that this is a one-way bridge right now. I think you can sign up on Bitfinex or BitMEX, one of those. Pretty sure it's Bitfinex, and they have a two-way bridge. I don't use Bitfinex, so I'm cool with just waiting until the Babylon launch. And they did announce, as you'll see in my last video, that Stargate and Radix has a partnership, and they've already committed to building a two-way bridge after Babylon launches successfully. This is the same thing that happened with Base when the whole ball token craze was going on. There was no way to bridge back. People were kind of stuck over there, and it is a little unnerving feeling, but you got to risk it to get the biscuit. All right. So after you do that, you're gonna log in, and this probably takes around a day or two to get approved. After you're approved, you connect your MetaMask wallet with your Radix wallet, and then you just gonna bridge, and then that's it. So for the tiers, it's like 4 tiers. I just did the first tier because I don't want to have to go through a lot of stuff. And I already bridged over my max amount and $15,000, as you can see all my transactions here. So once you do that, you're going to go to Zydar, or you can use the Zeus wallet. You're going to click Zydar wallet. You're going to click get Zydar wallet, and then you're going to download it. As you can see, I already have it downloaded right here. The reason why I'm having you download both of these wallets is because you can only bridge across to the Radix wallet, and while you can connect the Radix wallet to exchanges, it's a lot of manual copying and pasting on Ociswap as it connects to the DEX, but not in a seamless way. So you're gonna bridge over to your Radix wallet, and then you're gonna get your Zydar wallet, and you're gonna send those Radix tokens from your Radix wallet to your Zydar wallet, and then you're going to be able to connect to the DEXs on Radix and have seamless transactions. So my first yield farming strategy is that I want to accumulate Aussie. So obviously when you LP, you have to deposit an even amount in both assets, at least on this DEX. On the next strategy, you'll see how that's a little bit different. And you're getting paid in both tokens, but I want to go over some things here. So if you click blog and you click their recent blog on their tokenomics update, they're calling it Aussienomics. They're doing some cool things to attract missionary farmers instead of mercenary and make everything sticky and make sure the incentives are aligned for the project to succeed long term. So let's go over the most important points here. So they have their splash campaign rolling right now. So let's go over the important points here. So the first step to attain splash is to add liquidity to qualifying Aussie and Radix liquidity pools. And I'll show you how to see where the qualifying ones are here in a bit. The resulting LP tokens can then be locked to receive splash voting power in addition to the standard liquidity fees. Now it really gets interesting. During the lock-in process, LPs must select a feature, unlock duration of 1, 3, 6, or 12 months, which will determine a multiplier, aka a bonus in rewards that you'll get, that is applied to the splash voting power for as long as the LP tokens remain locked. Okay. Once the unlock sequence is initiated by the user, their actual voting power will decay linearly over the course course of the selected unlocked time. Once unlocked, the LP can simply exchange for their Splash NFT. I'm assuming this is kind of like the LP token. I haven't exchanged mine yet. I still have mine locked. So, as I do it, I'll let you guys know for their original liquidity. So if we click Splash, it'll bring you to this page. And this is kind of like the epoch, I guess you can say here. So it talks about the requirements. To participate in the Splash campaign, you must hold at least $500 in Aussie tokens in the same wallet that contains the LP token during the entire week. So I'm guessing this epoch is on a weekly basis. Yeah, it says share of weekly. So these are the qualifying pools right now. You have Caviar and XRD, which we covered in the last video. I think that's like Dogecoin on Radix, XRD or Dogecoin. It's a meme token on Radix. And then Photon, which is another project that I'm holding. And then this is the boost. So the first week you get 10 week. If you keep it for 2 weeks, you get a 20% boost, and 30, all the way up to 100% for 10 weeks. I thought that you were going to have to single side stake your Aussie tokens and then get the rewards, but they made it so that in order to get the boost, you have to actually provide liquidity. And that's what a decentralized exchange, you need people to provide liquidity. So I'm actually glad that they're doing it this way. And if we look at their tokenomics, we can see they have a cap supply, which is good. They have 24% went to airdrops, 16% for the team, and then the rest is for liquidity mining, which is the Splash campaign that we were just talking about here. So to provide liquidity, you just hit liquidity. And if you want to do it in one of the pools that they were saying so you can get the bonus, one of them would be this one. And as you can see, the APR is 1.4%, but the APR plus Splash is 32.5%. And obviously you would be doing it mostly for the Splash rewards because, it's not a lot of volume happening here. But a smart thing to do when you're providing liquidity is to provide liquidity for where you think volume is going to pick up. All right. So if you're bullish on Radix, Ociswap is the largest DEX on Radix in terms of volume and TVL, and they're kind of acting as like a coin market cap and being the face for Radix. As you can see, they're showing all the data for all the different tokens. And once everything is live, I think that this is going to be the DEX that people trade on the most. Either this one or Caviar Swap, which we're going to cover next. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to be doing something with both. Now let's get into Caviar Swap. So like I talked about in my last video, Caviar Swap is kind of acting as like other projects that want to start up a DEX, they can kind of use liquidity from this actual DEX. So the cool thing about this is that you can do single side staking, but you can pick which assets. Like for example, you stake your Radix, but you can pick like, okay, I only want my liquidity used when they're trading Radix for Caviar or Floop, or Radix for Caviar, DeFi Plaza and Aussie, etc., etc. So this is the one that I'm in right now, XRD, Caviar, and Aussie. I hold all these assets as well. So as you can see, the 7-day historic APY is 234%. And it also shows the historic all-time APY, which basically says, hey, had you been in this liquidity pool from when it started to now, this is the returns you would have gotten. This one is 7%. This one is 7.9. This one is 19.4. And I did buy a little DeFi Plaza because I do think it's going to pump as well. But I just like this pool a little bit more. The APY is a little bit lower, but I'm just bullish on Radix, Caviar, and Aussie. And as you can see, the all-time APY is 17.73%. And I think this is going to pick up, again, like I just said a couple minutes ago, once people start to bridge over and it's easier to come over here and, use Radix and everything's live and running. I do believe this will pick up. So what you do is you click this, it's going to bring you up here, and all you're going to do is single side stake. Okay, so you connect your wallet, and I'm just going to do one just to show you guys. So let's do 3,000. You add liquidity, you come here, you confirm, and it says congratulations, transaction has been sent. And it shows my liquidity makes up 1.33% of the entire pool, so I'll get that percentage of the trading fees from that whole pool. And just so you know, right now 80% of all the trading fees go back to the liquidity providers, which is pretty good. Okay, so now that we cover that, let's look at my Uniswap V3 position. I'm gonna go over my exit strategy for when I plan on getting out of the pool. So as you can see on the Radix chart, I'm not gonna say it's in an uptrend, but I mean, this was a low here, it made a high, and now is testing this previous resistance as support. So it looks like it's kind of in a mini uptrend. And remember, Babylon was supposed to release back in July, and I wouldn't be surprised if this pump was in anticipation of it. So even if we just go back to those levels, that would mean we would see 160% pump from right now, which isn't bad, especially in the bear market that we're in, but I think it can go a lot higher. So if we look at my ETH Radix position here, I'm on Revert Finance, and it gives you like all the data on your Uniswap V3 pools. As you can see right now I have around 15 grand in there for an APR of around 44 to 48%. Now, Revert Finance, the data it gives can be a little skewed, right? This kind of gives like an average. Like there are certain times where I'm getting like 900% and certain times where I'm getting like 1%. But what I can tell you is it has been printing and I'm taking a good amount of money out every week. So here's my exit strategy. As you can see, I think it may have went out of range a little bit right here, but for the most part, it's been in range. And my exit strategy is pretty simple. I'm not getting out of this pool until I'm out of range to the upside, which means I'm going to be in 100% ETH, which means I'm going to be taking profits in ETH. So throughout the whole time of this pool being created, this is the highest that it's been. I do think Radix is going to outperform ETH in Q4/Q1 of next year, but I could be wrong. But I do believe in Radix, so I'm willing to stay in this pool as long as it takes for it to go out of range in the upside. As you can see, I have a lot of room to breathe up here. Okay, and if we go down here, it shows I've been in this position for 527 days, and this thing has just been printing. So I'm not mad about that at all. All right, guys, as I was editing this, I had to come through with some more knowledge because, you know, that's the goal in this video anyway. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about doing this, like in my methodology behind doing this, like my long-term methodology behind this position. You're essentially making passive income to sit in a limit order. Traditional limit orders, you go on the exchange and say, hey, I have these assets. I either want to buy them here, like I have US dollars, I want to buy this asset here, or I have this asset and I want to sell it when it hits here. All I'm doing in this position is pairing it with another asset, and I'm saying, hey, I think it's going to outperform this asset, in this case ETH, by this much. And as it goes up, the smart contract is buying more and more ETH. So it's taking profit for me as I go up at a range that I get to choose beforehand, or at a price that I get to choose beforehand. That's pretty cool. So it's like, if you're bullish on something happening long term versus just holding the asset, you can provide liquidity for it. So with that, I'd like to conclude this video. Hopefully you got value from it. If you did, please consider subscribing, drop a like, drop a comment, give me your feedback, questions, comments, concerns. And I will also say, really, really important, go follow Know It Owls on Twitter. We are launching our free mint for our Grow It Owls this Friday, September 22nd at 4:44 p.m. Pacific time. Once you get your Grow It Owl, you're going to get whitelist access / a discount to mint their older siblings, the Know It Owls. Once they're able to mint, you're going to get access to the best video in each section of our 8-section Owl Academy course. You're going to get access to one call per week with our DeFi and trading experts up until the Know It Owls mint is live. And also, each Grow It Owl represents one raffle ticket to win a free Know It Owl. So after the Know It Owls launch, we're going to be giving away one Know It Owl per week for a total of 11. Okay? So definitely go and snag your free Grow It Owl. You can mint up to 10 per wallet. The first one's going to be free. After that, it's going to be around $1.11. And Know It Owls is just a group of DeFi and trading experts who came together to help people manage a multi-asset portfolio. So I know I talk about yield farming and crypto all the time, but we're going to have a lot of stuff in there around trading stocks, options, yield farming. Crypto is going to be forever evolving. So with that, I thank you so much for watching and tuning in. I love every single one of you, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.